Well, hello, fellow Kansas Democrats. Gina Repass here, proud chair of the Kansas Democratic Party. Before I say anything else, let me thank all of our veterans and active duty members of our military. Thank you for your service and our freedom. Well, welcome to our weekly chair chat. For those of you joining us for the first time, what this is my way of replacing a written weekly newsletter. And I took this from FDR's Fireside Chats so I can come directly to Kansas Democrats and tell you what's going on. Now, these are pre-recorded, so if there's something you want me to talk about, please email us at info@kansasdems.org. That's info@kansasdems.org. And if there's something more pressing, please give us a call. We have a beautiful person answering our phones. We do try to return every call within 24 hours. Well, let's get right into it. What I try to do is talk about good news or sometimes not so good news nationally and build up to great news because we all need to end on some hope. So let's get right into it. Obviously, last week, our country saw another tragedy with the shooting death of Alex Preddy at the hands of people in our government from federal agents. I don't want to spend too much time on that. I want to say this, though. Elections do matter. Elections have consequences. The fact that this was a VA nurse, this was an American citizen, disturbs all of us. But the power to change that lies in our hands. We've got to get out and vote. Thank you for all of you who've been peacefully protesting. And this is my reminder to you to peacefully protest. Now on to some other not so good news. This week, the GOP held their convention. Ours is coming up in March 6th, 7th, and 8th. It is a 3-day convention. Just like the Republicans, we're going back to that format, including forums for all of our candidates. Well, they started out their convention with a debate with their gubernatorial candidates. And Masterson, the Senate president, who has the nerve to be running for governor, called Democrats his enemies. Think about that. Think about Alex Preddy and how someone can gun him down. It's because they see him as an enemy of the people. When we have people running for governor of Kansas calling millions of us enemies, they are unfit for the job. Do not let Masterson off the hook. We don't want that rhetoric in Kansas. We don't want that violence in Kansas. Republicans are not our enemies. They're our opponents. So don't you dare let him off the hook. We are looking for leadership that brings us together, that sees all Kansans, all Americans as equals, opponents, but not enemies. And to that extent, I got to testify on Tuesday at the House Committee on Elections. I was trying to make sure that we have state-run primaries for president. But what I wanted you to know about that is in that committee hearing, there's like 12 committee members. Only 3 of them were Democrats. That means they're in the super minority. I got to see it for myself. They were fighting. When I tell you these are heroes, they were fighting from a 3-to-1 odds, but they were in there using their voices. Brooklyn Mosley, Alexis Simmons, and Ranking Member Kurt Haskins. I'm so proud of them. I'm going to ask you all a favor, and I mean this. As much as you can go out and make a rally sign and protest, take a few minutes to send an email, or better yet, write a note to your Democratic legislators. They are heroes. Outnumbered 3-to-1 fighting for you. Just tell them they're doing a good job. I would really appreciate that. Let's go talk about some good news. Moving on. So this week, after that, I got to go to the Wyandotte County Democrats open house. I am so proud, and you all should be proud. This is what building infrastructure looks like. As your chair, I made a couple of commitments. One of those was to our 3 Ds, our counties, our caucuses, and congressional districts. Let's talk about the promise to our counties. We stood up Wyandotte County. I came in, we invested in them, helped them pay rent, brought a coalition of people to the table, and we stood them up, and they are running. Let me give them credit. They took what we gave them and have built on it. They had a full house for their open house. They have a beautiful office. They've expanded their team of volunteers and staff. Our newly elected mayor, Casey K. Crystal Watson, was there. We had so many candidates there, but Chair Susan Martin and her whole team are doing an amazing job. That's what it means to build infrastructure and grow. That's what we have to do to win. The other thing, another piece of good news coming up is that Chair Martin, DNC Chair Ken Martin, is going to be coming to Kansas. I need you to watch our social medias for more information about that. And then our very own congressional voice, our lone federal voice for Kansas, Sharice Davids, Representative Sharice Davids, is touring the state on a listening tour. Even though she represents the 3rd Congressional District, she's going all across the state to hear from all Kansans because she knows she's our Democratic voice in D.C. So we want to thank her and encourage you to go catch her in Dodge City or Colby, or which I think she was just in Wichita, but make sure you be on the lookout for her. And let's end on the best news. I am so proud of Jason Peters and our Shawnee County Democrats. They had their annual bean feed. I was not able to attend because the Kansas Democratic Party staff has been ill. And I meant to say this at the beginning. Please be patient with us. The flu and other sicknesses are running through everywhere across the state, including our staff. So cut us a little slack if we're not able to jump on something. Our staff is individually fighting off the illness. But in any event, the Shawnee County Bean Feed, they talked about their trainings for precinct captains. They talked about introducing national or statewide precinct day. And the best news is that Tuck Duncan, the husband of our wonderful Kathy Duncan, gave away the Kathy Duncan Precinct Captain Award. Kathy was hope and light and belief in the best of us, the belief in Democrats and all Kansans. And that's what we need to end with and be hopeful in her name and her honor on behalf of our great state. I'm hopeful. I need you to be hopeful. Well, let's end the way we always do. God bless America. May God bless the great state of Kansas. And may God bless you all.